What's going on, everybody, and welcome to Guns N' Roses Central. And Slash gave an interview recently to Jonesy's Jukebox on 95.5 KLOS, and he talked about a variety of things, which we'll get into. He talked about his favorite albums of all time. He talked about he talked about one of his favorite Metallica albums, and even talked a bit about the recording of the Spaghetti Incident as well. So he was asked by Steve Jones, who I think Slash was the first guest on his show, since he's come back from his heart attack. And we all know that Slash has been influenced by a lot of the 70s and late 60s bands like Aerosmith, Rolling Stones, Black Sabbath, AC/DC, and Zeppelin. And then he went on to say Sabbath is one of my favorite bands, but I think if I was going to name a favorite record that has been a favorite of mine all my life, it would probably either be Beggar's Banquet or Let It Bleed from the Rolling Stones. And then he said, actually, Sticky Fingers, Let It Bleed, Beggar's Banquet, Exile on Main Street, those four records in a row are pretty much my favorite music of all time. And that represented a pretty good time for the Stones, who were pretty much on a winning streak in those 5 years between 1968 and 1972. So he also talked a bit about cover songs, and Slash confessed that his favorite covers album of all time was Metallica's 1987 Garage Days covers EP, which he called one of the best covers records of all time, going on to say that where the artist really relates to the original material and it becomes part of their personality when they re-recorded, I think it's really cool. He also talked a bit about the last studio record he did with Axl Rose and Duff McKagan, which was 1993's Spaghetti Incident. And he revealed how it came together, saying Duff picked a couple of tracks. The Skyliners' 1958 doo-wop classic, Since I Don't Have You. I remember Axl had brought it up and always loved that song. So I was like, yeah, that'd be a great song to do. I think Hair of the Dog from Nazareth was one of the ones he and I both wanted to do. But yeah, everybody sort of threw their ideas in a hat, and it was hell of a lot of fun, and it was very spontaneous, and it was recorded in different studios around. Well, some of the stuff was in the States. I think we recorded some stuff in, I want to say, Canada. Don't quote me on that. But I know there were different studio and different locations while we were on the road, so we would just pop in. And the song Since I Don't Have You, I remember we just rented out some studio in the middle of the country somewhere, just found it, booked it, went in there and whipped it out. So it was a lot of fun to make. Now, Matt Storms told the same story about Since I Don't Have You. They weren't in the middle of the country. They were in Boston in 1993 playing a St. Patrick's Day show, and Axl had been passing tapes around prior to the show, and they went to the studio. They called up some young engineer, and he was shocked to see that Guns N' Roses showed up to the studio, and I think it was one of the final songs they probably cut for the album. That concludes today's video, guys. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like button and subscribe, and as always, let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section down below. Take care.